So you want to build a diorama? Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome, dear skilled modelers, to my small hobby YouTube channel. My name is Tomo, and today we're going to be taking a look at some MINIART dioramas. In front of us here are 6 boxes containing some cool diorama pieces for you to build up if you choose to do so. If you're one of those people who is keen to build their own diorama but does not have enough ideas or doesn't want to mess up with the whole do-it-yourself thing, you can actually buy a couple of sets such as these from the company MINIART, and you can pretty much build your own mini diorama. Of course, MINIART is not the only manufacturer that makes these dioramas. Heller has some, Italier has some, and I think Airfix has some as well. All these diorama pieces here are actually 1/35th scale, because 1/35th scale seems to be the most popular scale of them all. Here you can see 3 boxes containing with the most basic of the just a little park with the ruined house and my favorite, my French street diorama, and then we have another very cool small diorama like this village road, another country house, and of course we have another ruined corner of street in Russia, I'm guessing, or Germany. Now unfortunately there is one more piece that I did have, but we sold it in the store, so I can't show it, but I'll show you the picture right over here. This diorama piece is really cool and I was really hoping to show it, but unfortunately, like I said, we sold it. Now each of these boxes has an assortment of parts that go together. Some of them are very similar, as you will see, but some of them are unique to the box themselves. The way I'm going to review this, I'm going to go from the simplest to the most advanced, which is this little big box, and in that order we will see what you can expect if you choose to buy one of these models. Now, like with any model, the magic happens with all the paints and pigments and colors that you actually apply on the surface and just make it everything just kind of look more alive. Now on some kits such as this one, you'll see some grass here, and here is like a tree. The greenery is not included in the kit, so just be aware of that. Now MINIART is mostly known for their T55 tanks, I believe, because they have a huge assortment of those, and you can check them out on their webpage. But also they do make their figures and miscellaneous items, and those I will show you in the next video. Now I must confess something. MINIART does make very cool diorama pieces, and you can see them on their website. They have like a ton of them, but they do have some quality problems, especially when it comes to flashing, and you will see what I'm talking about in just a moment. Prices for some of these kits are pretty reasonable in my opinion. I mean, something like this will cost you like 18 euros or 20. The medium-sized boxes are like, I don't know, 20 to 24-ish, and the big ones are like 50, so you can get a general idea of price ranges. Now, depending where you live, the price may vary, but as it is in Slovenia, those are the prices here. To assemble all of these kits, you don't really need a lot of skill, but you do need to have a little bit of more understanding of painting, because like I said, the magic of it all comes with paints and pigments and washes. So I think it is best that we just dive into the boxes.
Hello, master. I'm a little piggy.
Get away. Get up. Go. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to take a look at is this bricks pavement diorama. And just to clarify, all these things are in their plastic bags. I just took them out for the convenience of reviewing. Okay, so we see this, we have this little big ass plate, and we actually have 2 of these for some reason. Oh, it's a big part. Okay, so you get a big ass part, which is pretty well detailed. Look at that. You've got some very nice artificial bricks, which you can paint very easily. It's basically just a very thin piece of plastic, which kind of goes together like so, and then you have like this little hole in here, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Let me just take you close to see the details. You'll see how it looks. It's pretty nicely detailed. And if you put some weathering powders inside the grooves, you can get basically this effect. All right. Okay, so we get 2 of these, and then we have some accessories such as manhole covers and benches and some fences. There we go, better. So you can see these are actually very nicely molded. I guess this is a newer kit because, as you will see, some of their older kits are pretty bad with flashing. It's like flash fest, I would call them. But you know, these is pretty nice. It's a very simple diorama, very nice little scenery you can do. We have 2 of each. Basically, I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. So you can make like either one big diorama or 2 smaller ones. As per the instructions, they're very simplistic. Just one A-sheet 4 style paper in which kind of just describes how you put everything together. Basically, see, nothing very mind-blowing. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is more of a complex one. As you can see, we have some fences, we have some posts for telephone posts, and we have some grass. Note that you do not get grass with the diorama, so just be aware of that. So let's open this baby up and see what's inside. Parts. Okay, let's start with the big part, just like we did the first time. Again, we get one big ass part. 2 of each, see? Nicely fits together, and you have very nicely textured surface. The plastic is very flimsy, so I'm guessing you should support it on some sort of a board or plank or something, because this is gonna be like wobbly. So yeah, that's the thing. And look if I take it closer, you can see all the nice detail. If this is gonna focus, yes, thank you. Okay, and you have some mud on the sides here, and then you have the paved stones. It's a pretty nifty little diorama piece if you're like just on a hurry and want to build something very nicely indeed. If you don't want to mess around with all the more, I guess, cheaper techniques with foam and stuff. And then we go to the little smaller sprues, which make up the fence and posts. And this one is, I guess, I get another new one because there's not a whole lot of flashing going on. Because you got very nice detail on each of these. You see, top of the post, and then we have another one which is basically the same. We have 2 of each, I guess. And we have the fence. The fence also has texture. You can feel it. You can see it and feel it, which is really nice. A wood texture. Then we have the bench. And a ladder. Wow, there's a ladder? Oh, I don't see a ladder on the diorama. Okay, but yeah, apparently there's a ladder. Cool. Then we have the posts themselves. Again, they're textured. They are molded in one piece, which is great. You don't have to put 2 halves together because that kind of sucks. It's like basically putting a barrel for a tank together. I just don't like it if it's made from 2 pieces. So yeah, see there's the little flashing thing that's happening here. This is a very thick one. It's very thick. Then we have another fence and some benches and ladders again. Again, the same one. So basically you have 3 of these, and then you have 1 of these, which are the insulators for the telephone pole graph. Well, yeah. So yeah. So that's basically it. And then we have, of course, the instruction sheet. Again, another very simplistic A4 paper style design to show you how all things are supposed to go together. But again, you can build this as the way you want it. You don't have to kind of follow the rules exactly, because it's a diorama. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, moving along to the next one. The village house with base. Well, this is a more complex one and it's pretty nifty. But here the problems with flashing start, and you can clearly see them here. Look at that. Oh no! But there's a lot of pieces in here, so bear with me. Okay, so the bigger pieces are, of course, the bottom stand where the house stands, the street, cobble street, some dirt here, where the fence is supposed to go, and backyard, I guess, in the corner of the house. Again, it is very flimsy, so you have to put it on a sturdy base. The detail is pretty phenomenal. I really like this sort of detail because it's really just nuts. Look at that. With the right techniques of weathering, powders, and enamel washes, this could turn out really well. So we got this. Then we have, of course, the house, the front face of the house. This is kind of new to me because I've never seen how this is actually done. I guess you have to kind of cut it out with either thicker scissors or just with a saw, because this is pretty, it's not that thick, but it's plasticky. You see, it's like bumped here. But I guess it goes with the effect, so it's not really gonna be a big deal. The surface of this is textured, so you can feel little bumps here. It's okay, yeah, pretty nifty. You can cut out the windows if you want and detail it even more. Then we have the other face. I guess this is a supporting one because I think this kind of goes inside here. So they kind of go like in here because you put a little window insert in there and you can kind of hide the rest of the room. I'm guessing that's how it goes together, but we'll see. And then we have another piece. Oh, this is the roof. Great. This is the roof thingy. See, all nice and raised detail, textured, very nice. It's pretty awesome. Look at that. Pretty nice. Okay, and then we have another piece of the roof. It's the same as the one before. On this time, this is like the porch thing. Or maybe you put the inside. Maybe this is the insert for maybe a floor. I don't know. We'll see in the instructions. And then we have the fence. And this is, of course, this all has to be cut out from this little big thicker plastic. It's still flexible, but it's a little bit thick, so I'm guessing you will need a saw for this. Because yeah, there's no way you can cut this out. Well, you could if you go many passes with a knife. You can like just go like very close to the edge and you just, you know, scrape until you just break it apart. But I'm guessing that using a saw is going to be much quicker. Okay. Here's where the flashing of this MINIART's kits come into play, and look at that. Look at that drain pipe. That's awful. That is just unheard of for this day and age. This is like even worse than Revell in the 90s. I mean, come on, MINIART, what the hell? Look at that. I mean, the detail is okay. I'm not saying the detail is bad. The detail is pretty cool. Look at that. The drains, but oh, that flashing is just nasty. This is just gonna take some time to clean. And then we have nice little wooden doors. They're textured. You can feel the texture, see the texture. It's pretty nice. They're really exquisitely molded once you get past the whole flashing crap thing. And look at that. See in the fence inside. Look at that. How are we supposed to clean that off? These are supposed to be the shutters for the windows. I mean, you could probably get inside with a knife and kind of do this, but you can feel it. It's stuck in there. So, oh man, that kind of sucks. Yeah. See the doors for the back door, and then the fence. See, look at that. Horrible. That is just horrible, Minion. Why couldn't you make all of these like this one? I mean, how did you manage to make this one fairly great and this one so crappy? You should really check your molds, man. Man, it's not like one guy is making all these. It's a company. Okay, so those are the doors, and there's a little, you know, pin injector marks which you have to kind of sand up. But I guess you can turn this on the insert, so you won't be able to see those. So it's not that big of a deal. This is the inside. You could probably just, yeah, this is the outside and this is the inside. Yeah, so you can hide that. That's not a problem. But oh man, all that flashing. Look at that. Here, the same piece. Crud. This is crap. And then, of course, we have another piece with another door. So, okay, now I'm confused. Why do I have so many different doors? Look at that. On top. That little flash on the corner. Oh my god! And the fence. See, this one is okay, but this one is bad. So I'm guessing that there's some sort of a leakage problem when they're extruding this, and they're just not fixing it. And look at those shutters here as well. This one is the least screwed up, but all the rest are pretty good. So let's look at the manual. The breakdown of sprues, and we have the manual. Oh, this is the manual, as you can see. Oh, so you see the house gets built up with two pieces, the inner and outer piece. So for, I guess this is for structural integrity. Oh, and you can actually build, see, I was right, you can build the inside as well, because this is like the thick wall that comes with it. Oh, that's really nice. The engineering part, I like this. So basically you can make the top floor and the bottom floor, and you can make like a depth thing. So you can put some furniture inside and stuff. It's really cool. Like, it looks like a very a dollhouse, you know. From the one side you have the face of the house, and then on the other side you can see all the interior decorations and see the floors. Yeah, I was right. So pretty cool. All right. Nice job. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is the diorama with ruined house. This is more of a urban thing, I guess, because you know, you have the street corner, which you could place your tanks or troops or cars or whatever. But let's just open this baby up and see what's inside. And we got parts. Look at that. Let's start with the big diorama piece base. Righty, so we have the street corner with cracked pavement. That's so cool. Look at that. Fantastic. And you got the rubble on the back. Cobblestone, really nicely laid out. Fantastic. I love this base. It's really realistic. It's just phenomenal. When you put paint and weathering powders and enamel washes on, this will just look the business. Then we have, of course, the outside, such as fences and this is what, a street lamp? What's this? Yeah, it's a street lamp. Oh. So the base for the street lamp, the cover. Great. I like this type of 20th century style street lamps. They look so exquisite. But again, they have so much flashing. It's not as bad as on the previous one, but it's still annoying when it's there, especially on the smaller pieces where you're just, you know, asking for trouble if you're trying to sand it down, because you're gonna break it or bend it or twist it or something. So we have some piece of the door, I'm guessing. Then we have the window frames and the arches for the windows. These are actually better than on the previous kit. I'm guessing that they have better molds. Well, see, now that I say that, see here on the corners, not so good, but it's better. It's much better. And the last one, which is the same as the previous one, the last one that I just showed. So we have two of these. yeah, cool stuff. Also, you get stickers. Actually, they're not stickers, they're just posters. This is really cool. I like this. Look at that era. The era. Basically very similar to the one that we just saw, but this time we have the figures included, and they're little Russian soldiers. Red Army. Yes, let's see what's inside. Okay, so we got some Carnage sprues and some pieces, and we have this awful sprue again with the, oh my god, they're reusing it for this one too. Come on, MINIART. Okay, so we've seen this. And of course we have the Carnage sprue with figures. So I had to reshoot this part because for whatever reason my camera decided not to film anymore. So this is the Carnage sprue, which contains all the figures that you will need to assemble. MINIART makes figures. These are not that bad, even though they have flashing all around the hands and fingers. They can do worse, and I'll show you that in the next video. So yeah, those are just the figures. I mean, the detail is, again, it's very great. I mean, look at that. It's really very nicely presented, but it's just the process of making the mold good that's just letting the whole experience down. But anyway, let's move on to the bigger pieces. Now with this one you get basically just the street corner and just, you know, one big piece on the side and then the other 3 pieces on this side. Again, you have to cut it out from this thick plastic. It's wobbly but textured pretty nicely. You can see all the little nooks and crannies of the firefight that's been going on in this sector of the city, and yeah, it just goes together with this base, which is also very nicely textured and laid out as well. The other pieces in the box are basically the same that you've already seen. There's just a wooden door and the frames and the railing, so I'm not gonna show that. So let's go to the next box and the final box, which is my favorite, the French Street. So this final one is the French Street, oui, with La France, and it's pretty cool. As you can imagine, it's big. So let's just take out stuff. You get a huge base because you have to assemble it from many different bases, and it's just beautifully crafted as far as surface detail is concerned. Look at those stones and this, it's broken stones and the dirt and the gravel. It's just fantastic. Then we have parts of the building themselves. From the side, it's just great. I have no complaints when you come and see the level of detail when they're presenting it. I love it. See even the sides where the planks kind of tore off, sheared off. Fantastic. Then we have more structural pieces for the houses. I don't know, I'm not really sure what these things are, but they're probably just some sort of bricks that lay around, all around, I'm guessing. Really nicely detailed surface. Wow, great. It's just perfect on all sides. Look at that. Look at that. And then we have more. Even more, because this is a huge piece. And then of course the roof. The tiles missing. It's just phenomenal. Look at those tiles. Look at the... They're just fantastic. The surface detail is amazing. Yeah, sure, they're a little dinked and denked here and there because, you know, it's been in the box. All these little pieces are crammed inside of a bigger bag, which is pretty tight. And I'm guessing that during transport and, I don't know, things get a little bit dinked. But it's not that bad. Nobody's not gonna notice. Look at that. Such a beautiful piece of decorated plastic. We have to cut this down. This is the thickest plastic that I've seen so far. This is really thick. This is probably 1.5 millimeters to maybe even 2 millimeters thick, because some of these things are really thick. Okay, you're gonna have quite a job cutting all these things out. So the last one, again, it's a roof piece with some walls, and this one is a little even more damaged than the previous one. I think the miscellaneous items are basically what we've already seen before, because I'm guessing they're just reusing the molds to make up the whole sprue. It would be pointless to make, you know, different sprues for different models, so they just reuse their old ones. And these smaller pieces are just letting the whole experience down, in my opinion, because when you have to do a lot of the cleaning with filing and sanding these finer pieces, it just takes the experience down to a little bit of a, from pleasure to a little pain. See, yeah, there's our, actually these see, it's amazing. These ones are not as bad as the other ones. Look at that. If I turn it towards the light, you see this one is almost clear. Not quite, but almost. And this one is, there's just a little snake, very tiny snake going all around. I mean, I'm guessing that this would be a problem if some sort of light would be shining through and you would be able to see it. But if you're just, you know, like in this position, you really can't see the difference. So it all depends on how it's going to be displayed. It's not that I'm saying it's okay that this is present, but, you know, if you don't want to go to the hassle. And then we have the fence and all that stuff. So you already seen this. And the last one, which you've already seen too, is the two nasty pieces with some drainage pipes, which, yeah, well, just like on the previous kit, you also get some planks. These are not stickers. These are just colorful signs, commercial signs, where you can place them on the facades or the exteriors of the buildings, and they're weathered a little bit. So take you closer. See, they're scuffed for your pleasure, and German underneath, because why not? They're good. I mean, you can actually do a little bit more weathering on here if you want it, but I'm guessing this is gonna kind of ruin the paint or the surface. You have to protect it with some sort of lacquer, I'm guessing. But it's really cool that they gave you this. And the instruction, being this bigger building, of course, it's a little bit bigger. It's folded out into various pages, just like Tamiya's, and just show you how the whole assembly thing goes together. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, this one might take you a little longer to put together because it's bigger. But, you know, just like with the previous, the most magic will happen when you're weathering the crap out of it. So yeah. Well, and with this, back to the studio. Oh, hi. So, you made it, huh? Saw the video, the whole thing. Gotta hand it to you. I was sleeping. Why don't you celebrate by clicking the subscribe button down below and click the bell notification icon on the corner so you will be notified every time I upload. It's really thrilling to get that bing sound. Thank you so much for watching. If you have been, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon in the next one. Bye bye. That's enough.